Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. My name is Victor Moonlit. I do apologize for the connection issues. It is a little bit late. My Wi-Fi had the perfect time to decide to go out, so I did have to struggle a bit to get that working, but we are all set. Today I will be playing Our Life Beginnings and Always. I will be continuing with that today. So, I'll switch to that in just a moment. Previously, last time I finished the prologue and the first two steps, or the first two moments of step one. My goal for today is to finish the remaining moments. So, let's go. I will just turn off my BGM. Okay, here we go. We are back in the game. It's been a little bit. This is my second gaming stream. I am still getting used to it. So honestly, I'm considering this a trial run for myself. It's not my usual time to stream, but it is the time I streamed last week. So let's get started. If I can find which one's my file. Oh, they're both the same file. Okay, cool. All right. God, I'm frazzled. I turned the router off and back on again. That's all I did. I just didn't expect it to happen. It had to be. Oh, oops. It had to be the worst possible timing. Okay, here we are. So, I should focus on. Oh my God, it's not even. You can really tell I am super frazzled. Oh my God. Okay. Is that good? No. I just noticed, like, wait, oh my God, it's not even showing the full thing. Sure. That's fine. Okay. It's okay. I've got this. So, for the moments, I have Grown Up, Long Day, and Fireflies. I do remember Fireflies, and last time I did say that I wanted it to be at the end, sort of like more chill, something really, really heartfelt compared to the rest of them. So, in terms of these, I don't know. I think Long Day. I think I'll go with that. It was another scorching summer day, the kind where no sooner had you finished one cup of water, you were already filling it up again. I hope the volume and all that is okay. I was tinkering with it, but I did not have as much time to check as I usually do. So, fingers crossed, I'm praying that's all okay. I mean, I guess I'll figure out after stream if it's not. Everyone else had something on, so this afternoon was just you and Shiloh. This didn't happen much, especially since Cove had arrived. Without Lizzie around, Shiloh looked to you for all the answers. It made you feel, no Cove today. I mean, I like him a lot. Please. You might not be in double digits like your sister, but he was only 7. Being the oldest and getting to be the leader was a nice change of pace. You drained yet another drink and frowned at the empty vessel. Your thirst was gone, but you still craved something icy cold and refreshing. Something sweet. Something like... This is where it's all about. Step 1 does not have as many choices as... it really starts to ramp up in step 2, and then, of course, step 3, it kind of all comes to you. But I do like getting agency where I can in step 1. I really do. What am I going with? Ice cream sandwich. I haven't had that in a long time. You craved a soft ice cream sandwich between 2 cookies. There's nothing like that to be found at home. You knew that without needing to look. Your moms didn't keep sweets in the house. Outside, there are plenty of places where such goodies could be obtained, but there were shops and demanded payment in exchange for their products. And of course, you know, we're poor. That's how it is. He's 7. I don't think he's gonna have any money. I don't think asking for help. Welcome back! Oh my god, hi! I've had a couple connection issues, but I am back. I'm playing Our Life, Beginnings and Always. It's nice to see you again. Thank you for coming back. I'm a little frazzled from my internet was not working before the stream, but getting used to gaming streams and all that. Welcome in. Okay, he's 7. That is not a good thing to ask him for money. Communication's good. I want an ice cream sandwich. Yeah. Shiloh, who had been draped over the sofa, perked up. That sounds good. We don't have anything like that in the house, and I don't have any money. Oh, let me check if I have any. I'm still getting used to doing little voices, but you know, progress. Shiloh rummaged in his backpack and proudly produced an assortment of coins, plus 1 stray button. He set the button aside and counted the coins in neat piles. Just over $1. You announced this to Shiloh. He'd almost certainly come to the same conclusion, but he'd been watching you expectantly. Let's just be real with him. It's not enough. You're not getting anything for $1. I'm sorry. We'll need to find some more. Okay. The two of you lifted couch cushions, stuck tiny hands down deep crevices in the sofa and under furniture, and scoured the back of drawers. Most of what you found was useless or gross. Bent paper clips, fluffy wisps of dust or sandy crumbs, but every so often one of you would strike silver or bronze and add it to the growing pile of coins. Your mind wandered to the $20 bill tucked away in your room. It was enough for you and Shiloh to get whatever you wanted and more, but you didn't take it out. That was too special to hand over so freely. Besides, Shiloh would be curious about where it came from and might even mention your wealth to Lizzie. The exchange had been a secret. Dusty and disheveled from checking every room and squinting into every tiny nook, the two of you finished pooling your finds. Shiloh held his breath as he counted the coins once again. $2.53 and 2 buttons. You didn't know when the second button had decided to join the party, but you were too pleased with your successful haul to throw it out. I miss pennies. I know they're too expensive, so they stopped making them, but it's nostalgic. I think they got rid of the penny like 5+ years ago. It's just nostalgic at this point. Is that enough? You figured he knew the answer, but you appreciated him recognizing your authority on financial and ice cream matters. You straightened up before making your pronouncement. Yeah, we've got enough. Could now afford something at the shops. Just one thing, but that was infinitely better than none. Shiloh clapped his hands. Yay! That was not the voice I wanted to do. The two of you dashed outside. The promise of sugar buoyed you onto your destination. Were breathless but happy, you stared at the overwhelming number of options. You knew what you wanted, but it wasn't just you who had contributed the funds to get the treat. You seemed to notice your pause. Aren't you getting an ice cream sandwich? Shiloh asked as though he's entirely separate from the decision, rather than someone with a stake in the outcome. Do you mind? Shiloh cocked his head to the side. It was your idea. You should choose. I mean, like, if we both had the money, I'm just thinking, like, can't we just split it in the middle? But I have no idea if it's gonna give us, like, the option to split it. Because, like, an ice cream sandwich you can just, like, break in half. The other two options you can't really. But it wasn't fair for you to be the only one to decide when he had been a main factor in making this happen. Some of the money came directly from his backpack. What do you like? All of them. They're so good. You pressed further. But what do you really like? Popsicles or ice creams? Which is your favorite? It's so hard to pick. I don't know. Frustrated, you cut to the heart of the matter. You want me to choose? Yeah. And that was that. You got the dessert you wanted originally and hoped Shiloh would actually like it too. Oh, okay, we get to share. That's what matters. Finally, the reward for all your hard work was in your hands. With the ice cream sandwich, the chewy chocolate biscuit complemented the creamy vanilla ice cream inside. He held it out to Shiloh so he could take a turn. He shook his head. You can finish it. He didn't want any? After everything he did to help get it? That was weird. I mean, I want to include him. Like, bro, you gave the money! Eat some! Even if Shiloh said it was okay, every story you'd ever seen on TV or read in a book said that sharing was caring. You stood your ground even as the treat started to trickle dangerously towards your fingers. It's only fair that you have some. We both bought it. But you want it more than I do, and getting to play was a lot of fun already. So you can have it. That's more fair. You held it out to him. I want you to have some even more than I want to finish it. So eat your part. Relenting, Shiloh took the treat and gave it a taste. His eyes lit up. It's really good! Thank you! You smiled, pleased with your good deed. You picked the best one! Did he mean that? Shiloh was always nice no matter what happened. Even if he hated it, you knew he wouldn't say so. Maybe he thought it was gross, and that's the real reason why he didn't want to take some. You had no idea. You studied him as he ate a little more. He had every appearance of enjoying himself. Still, weird. The two of you began to head back home as he ate. You walked side by side on the shore in silence, but your thoughts kept drifting to the boy beside you. Why didn't he speak up for himself? It was almost as if Shiloh didn't know how to say what he felt, or was too afraid to. Are we friends? It's such a sad question. I wanna know. I wanna know. I wanna know. I wanna be friends. Shiloh opened his eyes wide, seemingly caught off guard by the blunt question. Yeah, I think so. He says that, but friends should be able to talk to each other without being scared. If Shiloh didn't do that, were you even really friends at all? He rubbed his hands together, nervously over your non-reaction. I'm sorry. You weren't sure how sorry you could be without knowing what he's even apologizing for, but you shook your head. You didn't do anything. It was true, Shiloh hadn't done something mean. He'd gone out of his way to make you happy. That didn't seem like it should be a bad thing, yet it bothered you. I just don't know if you like me. It's like it doesn't matter what I do. You're gonna act the same. I could be anybody, and you wouldn't care. No, I like you. I really, really like you, Victor. I want to be friends. Okay. You smiled hesitantly at him, and his fidgeting ceased. Even though you weren't sure you believed him, this was only making things worse. Besides, that maybe there were all types of friends. If Shiloh wasn't able to do things differently, so it'd have to be alright. I want to be nicer to him. I want to be so nice to him. Shiloh made you unsure about setting a label on the experience of spending the afternoon with just him. There had been good times, and there had been confusing ones. You're positive one thing, at least. The treat was delicious, and that was nice. The sun was low on the horizon as you returned to your neighborhood. There you spotted two very familiar figures up ahead, Lizzie and Cove. You opened your mouth to make your presence known to them just as you saw the tears on Cove's face. You walked straight over, Shiloh at your heels. Once there, you... defended Cove from what? What is going on? Without a time machine, the only way you're gonna find out was by asking the witness. Lizzie might have done something, but she could have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, or even come to Cove's aid. You want to hear the story. Cove, what happened? Victor, I got yelled at. He took a deep, steadying breath. Some grandparents got mad at me. Sorry. Lizzie jerked her head in the direction of a nearby house. Your heart sunk. You knew exactly what had happened. Every year, the same mean old couple rented out that condo for the summer. You, Lizzie, and Shiloh knew to stay away from them, but Cove couldn't have. They're like that with everyone. Even your mom struggled to find anything nice to say about them, but the elderly pair particularly took offense to kids. Didn't matter if they were really nice at Cove. Yeah, Lizzie said. Lizzie drew herself up at that. She looked pointedly in your direction. I was helping. That's cool. Is there anything I can do? No, I'm just gonna stay away. Or you can teach them a lesson. Said a devilish glint in her eyes. What? Should ding dong ditch them. Go ring the doorbell and run. It'll be great because they're so slow. They'll never catch you. That's dumb. I don't want to go near them ever again. The voice acting. Oh my god. Let me increase the volume. My computer volume is like nothing. There we go. Cuff glared but didn't take the bait. Lizzie turned to you. You're not chicken, are you? I'll do it. Fuck it, why not? Really? Took a deep breath and nodded. Lizzie squealed with delight. We'll go hide. Run as soon as you hit the bell. Good luck. Lizzie and Shiloh ran across the road to take shelter in the bushes. Even once they settled down, you could make out two child-sized shapes staring from between the leaves. You knew where to look for them, though, and so you told yourself that the grouchy old people wouldn't spot it. Cove sighed, his gaze flicking to the house and then back to you. Be careful. It'll be okay. He gave the door and you one last look before joining Lizzie and Shiloh in their hideaway. The weight of 3 pairs of eyes on your back was heavier than anything you'd carried before as you approached the door. You hesitate as you reach for the doorbell. Then, I rung it. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? I'm not gonna chicken out now. Slapped the buzzer and ran. Blood thumped against your eardrums with every step. Would you make it in time? Approaching the hiding spot, you knew there wasn't time to go around the bushes as the others had done. You took a shortcut, leaping over them. Or, to be more accurate, crashing to the tops of the bushes and then falling over to the other side. Cove quietly hissed as you unwittingly collided into him, but by the way his arms were out, it seemed he had intentionally tried to cushion your landing. Shh. Lizzie put a finger to her lips and nodded at the house. You disentangled your limbs from Cove's and spun around to see the old man framed in the doorway, peering back and forth suspiciously. Covered your mouth with your hands, but it wasn't enough to stifle your giggles. Maybe he spotted one of you, or maybe it was the leaves you displaced while jumping, but he locked eyes with the bush and stormed over in your direction. Shiloh gasped and looked to Lizzie. Run! Your sister did not hesitate to take her own advice, neither did Shiloh. You got up, but seeing Cove struggling to extract himself and stand up with just the one fully functional arm, you gave him a hand up before taking off after the others. Oh, thank God. I was thinking like, oh man, I've never voiced an old man. How am I gonna do this? Oh no. I'm a little thankful he didn't say anything. The old man's hollers propelled you all from the street to the sanctity of the hill. Only once you were safe did you notice a stitch in your chest and the ache in your legs. You flopped down, the blades of grass tickling your face. Lizzie, who had taken the lead in the end, was already lazing on the ground. The 4 of you took a moment to catch your breath and enjoy the feeling of cool grass against your skin. Hey, Cove. Cove lifted his head. Told you there are mean grandparents around here. Cove rolled his eyes, decided this wasn't dismissive enough, and rolled his whole body away from your sister. Lizzie chose to ignore his response and started chatting to Shiloh. He eagerly joined in the conversation. In the back of your mind, you knew you'd always be second fiddle again to Shiloh once Lizzie came around. It always went like that. I'm sad. I like him. I wish he liked us more. But I really hope. You'd been hoping the 2 of you might become closer, but you had to let it go. He was happy where he was. There were other things to attend to, anyway. You wriggled closer to Cove. He had calmed down for the most part, and was inspecting a flower. His fingers pinched the stem and tilted the white petals towards him. That's a poppy. Cove glanced at you in acknowledgement, then back to the flower. And the type of poppies on this hill have the name White Linen Poppy, Mom told me. He quirked a smile. That's funny. He ran a finger around the edge of the petals. It doesn't feel like cloth. You need a lot of them to make anything. He nodded and released the delicate plant, evaluation complete. It's my favorite kind of flower, but I didn't know what it was called. Thanks. Oh, that's a lot of flowers. What is my favorite flower? Let me just take a sip of my drink while I decide. Okay, I have no idea what my favorite flower is. But I don't want to say I don't care. That feels so wrong. I am freaking out a little. When I was like 8, I really want to grow tulips, so we're going with that. Final answer. My mom gets them on special days, and they look really nice. She's nice, too. Yeah, and you're nice like both of them. Thanks. The CG! Oh my god! Cove. No. Okay. There we go. Every engine is different in terms of what key to remove the text box, and it was H. It's H for this one. Oh my god! Cove! Whoa! You moved onto your back with a small smile and looked at the darkening sky. The blanket of clouds reminded you of a thick throw you curled under on cold, rainy days. You wonder if the clouds would be as soft. They lazily floated on by, splitting from each other, merging and morphing into new shapes. I saw a smiley face. Yay! You saw a smiley face looking back down at you. You nudged Cove and pointed to it. Look at the smiley face! Cove joined you in looking up at the sky. The clouds twisted, turning one of the dots making an eye into a line. It's winking at us. He chuckled at the he chuckled. Silly face. Doing great, y'all. All the sun's light faded from the sky and the moon rose higher. Lizzie got to her feet, dusting strands of grass from her bare legs, and surveyed her surroundings. The ocean, visible from the crest of the hill, beckoned with every sweep of the tide. Let's go to the beach! There was no argument from the other two. Shiloh was still Shiloh, and Cove would never say no to going to the shore. He was a child of the sea. You were happy to do what the others wanted. The beach wouldn't necessarily have been where you chose to go next, but if that was where the others wanted, then you weren't going to spoil the fun. You stepped onto the sand for the second time that day, but it felt different at night. The beach was nearly quiet at this hour. Abandoned sandcastles and footsteps in the sand, too big to belong to any of you, were the only indication of how busy it had been only hours earlier. The four of you kicked shoes off and removed socks, and walked along the water's edge. The waves tickled your feet. I wonder what would happen if you tried to take a bath in the ocean with shampoo and everything. That would be bad for the fish. I didn't say anyone do it. Jeez, you don't have to be so serious about everything. You're the one who asked what would happen. That is what would happen. It'd hurt the fishes. I like bubble baths at home. They're a lot of fun. Me too. Bubble baths are luxurious. You never heard Lizzie use that word before. Mommy loves to have candles in her bath. She'll turn the lights off and have candles. I'm gonna do that next time. Hey, when's your mom coming to pick you up anyway? Not for a while, she's busy. What about your dad? How come you never talk about him? Nobody does. Don't you know you're not supposed to ask something like that? Why would somebody want to talk about something they never talk about? Kept your eyes on the ground, watching your toes get swallowed by waves. Even if Shiloh never seemed upset when this topic came up, it made you feel awkward just for having both of your moms. Just as if there was a third parent in the picture. It's okay. I'm like Lizzie and Victor. I don't have a dad. But I don't have two moms. I just have one. She's really great. Oh, sorry. I only have one now, too. My mom isn't here. She's back home. It's just my dad with me. I never had a dad or anything, so I don't feel bad. It's really sad that your mom's gone. Cove nodded. Sure. Why don't y'all get together? You didn't have anything comforting to say to that, so you tried to lighten the mood instead. Hey, since you both have only one parent, Cove's dad could marry Shiloh's mom. Then you two would be brothers. Cove stopped abruptly, his face set hard. My dad isn't gonna do that. Damn. Tough crowd, tough crowd. Shiloh tugged at the rim of his hat. Neither is my mom. She doesn't want to marry anybody. I told you people this wasn't a good thing to talk about. Since your plan backfired and the mood soured even more, you didn't know what to do. Sounds broke with a splash as Lizzie kicked in your direction. Cold water and sodden sand splattered against your legs. Lizzie giggled, foot still outstretched from the kick. Cove joined in, striking the incoming waves to make a splash of his own. Shiloh scurried out of Cove's spray zone with a grin. Let's fight back. Let's go. Let's go. Use your foot to smack the water pooling around you, sending an arc of sea foam flying back onto your sister. You laughed as she sputtered, some of the salty seawater having landed in her mouth. She spat it out. Yuck. Lizzie chased you, intent on revenge. You dashed up and down the coast, taking it in turns to be the predator and the prey, as well as joining forces to take down Shiloh or Cove. Alliances were silently forged and wordlessly broken. Everything was fair game in war. Ah! Shiloh's brief exclamation was drowned out by the biggest splash yet, caused by him falling face first onto the ground. Would have been bad enough without the wave that followed, cascading over his prone body. Shiloh sat up, shaking his head like a dog coming in from the rain, and you all hurried over to check on him. His hair was plastered to his head and his soaked clothes clung. If there was any part of him that was still dry, you couldn't see it. That was crazy. Are you okay? Yeah, my foot got stuck and I fell over. Way to go, Shiloh, you dumbo. Let's help him. That's nice. Shiloh didn't take your outstretched hand. After a moment, you dropped it. We tried. Lizzie was too busy snickering to notice and held her hand out to Shiloh, too. He reached over and took it. Slowly, he started to pull himself from the ground. When he slipped on the slick sand, dragging him and Lizzie down just in time for another wave to hit. The water rolled over them. Ah, sorry. What were the odds of that happening twice in a row? You thought they must be low, but there's no way Shiloh would do something like that on purpose, then pretend it was an accident, especially not to Lizzie. Even if your relationship with Shiloh felt unclear, he did at least like her a lot. Lizzie was his favorite, right? Smiling boldly, Lizzie extracted herself from the ground and wiped a streak of sand from her cheek. She didn't intend to let this embarrass her. Shiloh got up again as well, this time without incident. He still looked like a drowned puppy, but that didn't stop Cove laughing at the two of them. With that, it was time to call it a day. The four of you made the journey back home, leaving a trail of wet footsteps and sand in your wake. Damp clothes may have weighed down some of the group, but your spirits were high. Your arms swung side to side as a cool breeze flowed past. Your mom's outside, chatting to Cuff's dad. "We're back!" Your mom's faces fell as they took in the state you were all in, ranging from messy to soaked. "Elizabeth, is that all you have to say for yourself? You brought half the beach back with you." "Certainly did. What's Marigold gonna do when she comes to get Shiloh? Is that how you want him to be for the long drive home, cold and filthy?" Lizzie's expression turned sulky over the scolding. Being the oldest could be fun, but it also meant she was the first to get in trouble when something went wrong. Mr. Holden, on the other hand, chuckled as he ruffled Cuff's matted hair. "You've been out making memories, bucko? Glad you had a good time with your friends." Cuff used his slightly moist cast arm to push his dad off. Mr. Holden's eyes widened when he noticed that even that had gone wet. Now he's worried too. I think they could have found a less risky way to spend time and had just as much fun. That might be right, kids. What can you do? Cuff, let's go get you cleaned up and dried off. You wouldn't want that cast to have been reset. Cuff winced at the thought. Okay. That a boy. Mr. Holden casually bent down and plucked Clove up. I'm having a time today. I'm having a time today. The moment's almost over. And plucked Cove off the ground, ultimately holding Cove against his chest. Sand was already transferring from Cove onto him, but that didn't seem to bother Mr. Holden. Cove protested being carried, but only got a reassuring pat on the back for his trouble.
Take care.
Good night, Cove. Thank you for the talk, Cliff. Night, Moonlit family, and Shiloh too. Resigned to his fate, Cove twists his body in his dad's arm in order to turn around and wave goodbye. Smiling, you return a tiny wave of your own. Well, we'd better do what we can to fix you guys up too. Come on, everybody inside. I want you to march straight to the downstairs bathroom. Yes, Mom. Okay, Lizzie's Mom. Don't worry about stopping to wipe your feet on the mat this time. That won't do much good tonight. Sitting on an old beach towel your mommy had found, you waited in the hall. Until you were less sandy, you weren't allowed to go in your room or walk around the house. But you did get to eat a sandwich for dinner there. It felt like an indoor picnic. It had been decided that Shiloh would wash first and borrow some of your clothes. He was already finished and packed away in his mom's car. Mrs. Fields had come to collect him a little while ago. It was a bit of a funny experience seeing him without the hat on for once. Lizzie, being much more soaked than you, got to go in the tub next. It wasn't a bubble bath, she'd hope. This was a no fun allowed cleanup session. At least so that's what she claims. Not much longer and it'd be your turn. When the bath was done, you'd have to go right to bed. After a day like this, though, you're glad there weren't going to be any further events. Drifting off to sleep sounded like a great idea. Okay, whoa. Another moment done. Let me just make sure we're all saved and updated. There we go. Another moment done. I did want fireflies to be the last moment. You can kind of do them in any order, but I figured that would be really, really nice send-off to this step. Bear with me. I'm going to be right to the be right back screen. Take a little drink. Be back in just a moment for the grown-up moments. I will be right back with you. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Let's go back. Let's go right back. Oh my god, they do not lie about needing to build up streaming stamina. This is my second gaming stream ever. And my sixth stream total. So I'm still getting used to this. Oh my god. Right now I have just plain water. After the next step, I will probably get a cup of mint tea. My tea ended up being cold while I was fixing the Wi-Fi, so what can you do? What can you do? But let's start. Let's stop yapping. Let's go right to it. One sweltering summer day, you were in your living room with Cove, listening to the sounds of the birds chattering outside the window while you lay across the rug on the floor. Cove's dad had dropped him off earlier, and your moms had left the two of you, along with Lizzie, to play amongst yourselves. It had been too hot to go outside in the afternoon, at least according to Mommy, so your sister was starting to get impatient waiting for a golf class that evening. Golf class is so bougie. She's like 10. My god, the three of you had trouble finding something fun to do. The beach and the playground were off limits, and you felt that it was too warm for anything you're playing with your fuzzy toy animals. What kind of 10-year-old likes golf? I'm not over that. Then suddenly a light came to Lizzie's big brown eyes, and her smile spread wide across her face. Having an idea gave her a new wave of energy. Since we're stuck inside, we should be adults. They don't play outdoors anyways. They're always inside and telling everybody they're too busy to play. Why? I said why. It'll be fun. Duh. What do they do inside that we don't, besides use the phone a lot? Excluding a small huff, Lizzie decides to ignore Cove. Victor, what do you think? Do you want to? I mean, if he doesn't, I think we should all, like, make a plan, you know. But that's what I'm gonna do, and it's not as fun when I play pretend adults by myself. Do you do that a lot? What's it to you? Looking at Lizzie, it seemed Cove felt he could understand where she was coming from, and he sighed. Do you really not want to play, Victor? It was clear he wanted some way out, but still felt guilty about it. For Cove. I don't want to force him into it. Look down at your hands, still unsure. Apparently tired of waiting for you to make up your mind. Lizzie sighed. Fine, go play over there, Victor. You flinched for a raised voice. It definitely wouldn't be fun to join now. Me and Cove will do it ourselves. It's decided. He looked back at you regretfully. No, it backfired. No. Now go on. Nodding goodbye to the two of them, you trailed off to find something else to do. Like you promised, Cove stayed put with Lizzie for the next couple of hours while you... Are we just locked out? Did I choose wrong? I chose wrong. I feel so... I told myself I wouldn't do takebacks on this. If I was playing solo, I would reload my save, I swear to God. We're not doing takebacks, but I feel bad. I feel so bad. Let's, read a book. Hear him talking as he sat with a book by the window. At least we're cozy, you know. We have a good day. We have a good day. You opened the picture book in your lap and immediately got lost in the story. It was about a little donkey who grew up on the farm, making friends with all the animals and pretending to be like them. You liked the part which he swam around the pond with the ducks. It always made you laugh. You finished that book and went to get another, but before you could choose one, you noticed that Lizzie and Cove's voices were getting much louder. Exactly. Fuck it, we ball. we gotta enjoy our day while we can. Welcome back, by the way. I'm glad to see you again. Welcome to the stream. Curious about what was happening, you craned your neck to hear them better. At first, you mostly only picked up on Lizzie's high-pitched shouting, giving orders, telling Cove what to do, yelling about sports and the Olympics. It's pretty typical for Lizzie, so there's nothing new there. But then you started hearing Cove more and more as time went on. It sounded like they weren't having a very good time. You went to see what was going on. You abandoned your cozy reading spot to go check what was happening with them. Are you okay in there? From up close, you see your sister's red face and pouting, while Cove mostly just looked confused. Neither one paid you mind. Shut up, Cove. You're being so unreasonable. I don't get what you want. This game doesn't make sense. It does. You have to be realistic. I said that, but you're not. The argument was so high-strung that it was making you a little bit uncomfortable. You had no idea what to do to make them stop at this point. It seemed like the two of them would just keep working each other up as long as they could. Had the two of them been arguing like this the whole time? Thankfully, like a greeting card angel, Mom walked into the room. Lizzie rushed her, hanging on to the hem of her shirt and poking out her tongue at Cove. Lizzie, Victor, it's time to get ready to go. Sorry you have to leave already, Cove. Their mommy said she'll walk you home so you won't be left in the cold. Cove was still glaring at Lizzie, his face flushed red with anger. I can go by myself. But... Bye, Victor. There was still heart's edge to the brief farewell, but you knew it wasn't you he was mad at. Without giving Mom a chance to stop him, Cove stood up and stalked out of the room, shoulders drawn tight. Okay? Worried, Mom turned to look down at you and Lizzie. You two were playing nice for new friends, weren't you? I'm not gonna lie. They were fighting, Cove and Lizzie, for the whole time. Your sister's jaw dropped, looking betrayed, as Mom put both hands on her hips. Elizabeth, I told you be kind to him. He's having a hard time right now. Lizzie's mouth closed back up, replaced by a tiny frown. I know, I tried, but he was... No buts. We both know you can show someone a great time when you put your mind to it. Going to apologize to Cove and his dad over the phone when he gets home from work tonight. Lizzie hung her head, dragging a foot across the ground in front of her. Okay, Mom. You caught pieces of Lizzie sulking to yourself about how it was his fault too, but it was over. Alright, we better get a move on. Let's go, kids. No, Lonnie, where'd you leave the car keys? Mom hustled you all out the door and noticed during the car ride to golf practice that Lizzie was quieter than usual. She's usually the first one to request which music to listen to in the car, but she didn't say a thing. Your parents know she wasn't in a mood to be bothered. They give her space and Mommy just asked you what you'd like to listen to. Let's be selfish. Eventually, Lizzie came around and started singing along with you. You both knew all the words, and even your mom sang along too. Car ride was over. When the car ride was over, spent the twilight hour watching Lizzie hit things with other girls her age. You didn't know much about golf, but you could tell she really liked it. So you sat at your mom's and tried to puzzle it out. It was nice sitting outside after being cooped up in the house all day, and you stretched out your legs to let the last few minutes of sun warm up your skin. When the sun was finally out of sight, dipping behind the horizon, you all got ready to leave. Instead of going straight home, your moms took the family out to dinner. You went to a restaurant you'd all been going to ever since you could remember. Earlier, you'd only caught the tail end of your sister's argument with Cove, but you could kind of tell this all helped Lizzie be less angry. The car ride home was quiet, with only the radio providing escape from silence. Lizzie had been in better spirits now, but the closer you got to your neighborhood, the more she wiggled in her seat and frowned out the window. She knew what was coming when you all got home. Clearly, she was dreading it. Soon enough, Mom was turning onto your street, then reversing into the driveway. When she cut the ignition, it was dead silence. No one spoke, only unbuckled their seatbelts and opened their doors. Lizzie was the last one out. Once everyone was inside and done taking off their shoes, she propped her hands on her hips. Now then, Mr. Holden's car is in his driveway, so he should be back from work. That's good news, isn't it, Elizabeth? You and Cove can hash things out before the day's done. Lizzie didn't complain or put up a fight. Her head ducked so she didn't have to meet anyone's eyes. She nodded once. Good, let's move this to the kitchen. Mom went over to the house phone, the rest of you following behind her. Mommy put a gentle hand on Lizzie's shoulder as they walked side by side. You watched it from the back. This was only happening because you told on Lizzie. I mean, they were fighting, so, you know. You frowned to yourself, recalling that Cove had left in such a bad way. Hopefully time and Lizzie's pending apology would raise his spirits and smooth things over between them. Four of you stood around the kitchen in a lopsided square. All eyes were on Lizzie, who kept her gaze on her feet. You remember the number for Cove's house, don't you, honey? Lizzie jerked her head in a nod, sullen. Without further prompting, she stepped forward and she began to dial. Oh my god, that's so nostalgic. The landline. I feel like no one has a landline anymore. The phone rang a couple times and stopped. Mr. Holden's warm voice came through the other end. Evening, Holden residence. As he looked over at Mommy, unsure, she nodded encouragingly. Hi, Mr. Holden. It's, Lizzie. Can I talk to Cove? Lizzie Moonlit? What a surprise! But of course you can say hey to the boy. He sounded cheery as usual, though definitely meant it when he said it was a surprise. You thought hard, and you were sure that your sister had never called Cove's house before. Mom spoke up before Mr. Holden or Lizzie could say anything more. Her arms were crossed over her chest, her lips pursed. Hi, Cliff. Nolani, Victor, and I are here too. Good evening. We're sorry to bother you so late. You spoke up to say hello too. Hi. Gang's all here, huh? Is something the matter? His voice grew a bit concerned. Mommy was quick to reassure him. No, well, yes, but it's going to be okay. Lizzie and Cuff got into a bit of a fight today. We were hoping that the two of them could talk and make up. Is this a good time for you and Cuff? A fight? Cuff didn't tell me anything about that when I came home. Does explain the funk he's been in tonight. He chuckled lightly. Despite that, it didn't seem like he really thought it was funny. Anyway, it's good. You didn't catch us at a bad time. I'll go grab him for you. There was some shuffling on the other end. He must not have gone far because you could still hear him calling out. Cuff, there's someone on the phone for you. After a beat of silence, there was more muffled talking from Cuff's dad. Come on, bud. Lizzie called just so she could talk to you. Victor's on the other end listening too. Don't you want to say hi? Took a bit of back and forth though the conversation seemed one-sided since you couldn't hear Cuff properly. Eventually, Cuff took the phone from audio. Yes.
Hi.
Hello? Hey, it's Lizzie. Yeah, I know. Dad told me. Cuff's tone was defensive. Lizzie turned to Mom, scowling. One stern look from her, though, and Lizzie turned away. I just called to say, I'm sorry for not playing nice with you today. I won't do it again. Oh, okay. That's a little worrying. Glad it's back. I hope it didn't miss much. Oh my god, that's not good. Lizzie's eyes were downcast, her voice low. You could tell she felt uncomfortable apologizing to Cub in front of everyone. I will, be checking the VOD, to see what happened. Thanks for letting me know. If there's any issues, like, please, just like to... Oh, I took a sip of water. That was my bad. I think that was it. I'll check it after, just in case, make sure everything works. She's still being genuine about feeling bad. Cub must have realized that too, because he sighed quietly. Okay, I guess I'm sorry, too. A sense of relief washed over everyone at his acceptance of the apology. Mom uncrossed her arms while Mommy's shoulders relaxed. Lizzie's eyebrows raised up. You wonder if she thought that he'd refuse her apology. Dad, can I get off the phone now? You couldn't see him, but it was obvious that Cuff felt awkward about the situation. He'd come off uncomfortable the entire time, really. Yeah, you can go back to your room if you want. Be sure to say goodbye first, though. Bye, Lizzie. Bye. Bye, Victor. He perked up at the mention of your name. You smiled, even if you couldn't see it. Bye, Cuff. That said, Cuff must have handed the phone to his dad and left, since Mr. Holmes spoke up. All's well that ends well, as they say. Thanks for rearranging this. I'm sure he appreciates it. His mom replied. Lizzie tugged on Mommy's hand to catch her attention. Can I go now, too?
Good job.
Sure, sweetie. Thank you very much for apologizing to Cuff. Mom flashed a brief smile at Lizzie and nodded her agreement. Given permission to leave, Lizzie scurried off towards the stairs. She seemed to be feeling much better with the incident behind her. Mommy returned her the phone, taking off the speaker. They continued talking to Mr. Holden. You couldn't tell what about. You're glad that was the end of it all. Lizzie and Cub might not get along, and probably won't, but they weren't mad at each other anymore. Mommy weren't upset either. Everything was finally back to normal. If that thought, you retreated back to your own room with a spring in your step. Okay. Oh. We have fireflies, and then this summer will be ending. About stream stamina, I am still... I feel like I'm doing a lot better than last time. I mean, the bar is not very high. Last stream was not very good, but I feel like this is draining me a lot more than the art streams have. I'll definitely keep that note for next time. There's a reason why it's been like limited to like one game stream every week and no more. I'm gonna be completely honest. I will have to head out for a little bit. I'll probably open stream again. It's almost 3. I will open stream again at 3:30. I'll end up, when I post the VODs, I'll end up just clipping them together to make it just one VOD. It will be finished today. That is my goal. It will be finished today. I'm gonna head out for 30 minutes. Feel free to join me when I'm back. Thank you so much for coming. I am working to get better at all this, but I mean, it is slow progress, but it's only been what, like, it's been like 3 weeks. It hasn't been long. It hasn't been long. Thank you for coming, and hopefully I'll see you in a bit. Goodbye. Yeah, see ya.